All right, and welcome back, everybody. I'm Will. I'm with Gene. Gene, say hi.
What's up?
And we are here to talk to you about politics. So, Gene, what? I'm just kidding, you fucking losers. We're here to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ooh, aggressive start. I dig it.
So, Gene, we are going to talk about how we got into Yu-Gi-Oh, and then, kind of our dueling history. We're
Mhm.
something of rivals, but I mean, not so much anymore. Would you still say we're Yu-Gi-Oh rivals?
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't
Really?
know. I don't know about you, but when I build a deck, it's just like I want Will to go down, like in the
Well,
quickest way possible.
I understand that. You punch up, you never punch down. But so you're still trying to catch up to me, the champion.
Whoa,
But
whoa,
I'm.
whoa, whoa! Listen, listen, listen. That is not what how's going on. All right.
That's
We
what it
have
sounds like, right?
no, no,
You're
no. Well,
building decks to take. You even said take me down. Take me down to your level.
no. It's because our decks keep evolving to beat one another's deck. So I was on top at the beginning. Then you built your deck to beat me. Then I built deck to beat that, and then so on until the day we die.
Yeah. But would you say right now,
I'm winning.
that really you're
I'm on
winning?
a 5-win streak. What are you talking about, my
You
guy?
can't do. You can't count you and I buying a structure deck, and then you going, "Hey, I added cards in my structure deck, but don't add any of yours." You can't count that as your win.
I didn't say you couldn't add to yours. You said you were gonna add to yours. And fine, let's take those two duels out. I still kicked your ass in three of those duels. What you
Nah,
gotta say now?
nah, this you're out of your mind. Are you counting the Dragon Ball Super duels?
No, we dueled with the Egyptian God structure deck 3 times. You lost all 3 times.
Yeah, because it was my first time using the deck.
So it was my first time too.
I don't believe you. You had them. You had them.
So
Nah, you can't say that. You can't use that when you had like 3 copies of each deck.
I, you know what? It was a blind duel, and just like how we started Yu-Gi-Oh, they were all blind duels, and I beat you fair and square.
So speaking of blind, Gene, we do both in fact wear glasses. But let's talk back to a time where we didn't wear glasses, when we were little niños. That's Spanish for kids.
I was wearing
Uh,
glasses since second grade.
uh, uh it's a little bit of a bummer. So how when did you get into Yu-Gi-Oh? Because I think I got it like pretty early on in like the first season. Like I was into it.
Yeah, I was right there watching it on WB 11. That's what we watch here in the States. Well, I guess it depends on the States, but well, it was all Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers. And yeah, I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh since season one. Same thing. The
Uh,
show.
and did you get into the cards like fast?
The cards, I think, yeah, it was just as fast. Like, in elementary school, I think it was, I want to say second or third grade. That's when everyone in school was also getting Yu-Gi-Oh cards and we are all playing in school. And by third grade, it was, I think I think by fifth grade it was like banned. But yeah, like so 2002. That's when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like hand cards,
Do
physical
you
cards.
do you remember like what the first like product you bought from those was?
Oh, it was probably the Yu-Gi structure deck with Dark Magician and everything.
Yeah.
Most like yeah, that was it.
I
That's what
was
everyone had.
I was devastated when I got that.
Why?
Devastated. Because I got it and I'm I was a kid. It's like what I don't even know how old. And I was like, Mom, just you wait. I'm gonna get Exodia in this deck. It's in Yugi's deck. He has this really cool monster called Exodia. And I remember taking it and going through the cards. And I was like, Exodia's not in here. There wasn't even a single piece. I was devastated. Like in my stupid kid mind, I'm like, I'm gonna have Exodia, and I'm gonna beat everyone.
I mean, when I got it, I really just wanted the Dark Magician, and I just wanted to summon Dark Magician anytime I duel. That was my whole goal. I think even from the beginning I didn't like Exodia. I was like, I have to shuffle a deck and hope I pull these 5 cards, and I can't even put them on the field or else they'll get destroyed. I was like, hell no, I don't want Exodia. I was
Uh,
never into Exodia.
were you buying like packs? Like, how did you get it?
Mm,
Because I
It
think
was all structures.
yeah, I only got structure decks, and the only time I ever got packs was when I'd get like one of the tins.
Oh, I was not a tin guy. I was just structure. I remember getting Jaden Yukis. I remember getting Yugis. Um, who's the Brooklyn guy? Joey
Joey,
Wheeler. And Seto Kaiba, I was just a structure deck guy. Like no tins, no packs just seemed ridiculous to me. I was like, what? Is this 5 cards? Or I can just get a deck and it'll all work together.
I used my parents like just complete lack of interest in it to get the Kaiba deck 3 times, so I could get blue eyes.
Oh wait, the Kaiba deck didn't have 3 blue eyes, right?
No, it was 1.
Oh, I think I remember that too. It was really annoying because I was trying to trade with everyone, but everyone also only had 1 blue eyes.
I fell for it too. Like the Yugi thing, the Yugi
Hmm.
Exotic thing didn't teach me a lesson. I was like, whoa, this is gonna have 3 copies of blue eyes, and then I got it. It was just 1. And I was like, damn, maybe I should be in the slower program.
You know what? Even the more recent one blue eyes that came out, they only gave I think 1 blue eyes in it.
Yeah, they never give you a full set of something
Kind of a
ever.
tease.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if they ever really. I don't think so, except like in specific. I don't, like the structure decks. There's recently the structure decks that Exodia came out in. You got full Exodia, like specialty things that come out now, especially those like big collectors boxes. You'll get the full sets in there, but like in the regular structure decks, you won't get them.
Mm.
But so watch Yu-Gi-Oh. I think by GX it was kind of the hype was it's pretty dead, right?
What? I love GX.
Well, no,
I
I
love.
loved it too, but like by that time it was 2005ish, I think.
Oh yes. Around that time, Beyblade. That's what everyone was playing in elementary school. We were all playing Beyblade. I don't think anyone was watching the show, mind you. I don't think anybody knew anything about the show. Did you watch Beyblade?
Yes, I liked it, but I don't think my school didn't get into it.
Oh well, my school got into Beyblade. Like we had a stadium in the back of the classroom. We'd all bring Beyblades. Like that was our thing. So we stopped Yu-Gi-Oh around 3rd grade, 2003. Sorry, I didn't mean to date myself, but and we got back in 6th grade. So from 3rd grade to 5th grade, we're just Beyblade.
You got
Beyblade
back
kids.
into it?
Like the school. Like we all just got back and we're just like, whoa, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow. I think for me by 6th grade, Yu-Gi-Oh was like pretty much done.
Well, I think 6th grade was the only grade. Like 6th grade we were playing it, then 7th grade, 8th grade we were just like, all right, that's it. Like we're
Yeah.
done. But that was
Yeah.
only because teachers kept confiscating our cards. They confiscated our cards left and right. I remember this one kid. He's a fucking bully. He's a piece of shit kid, and I hope he's doing horrible in life right now. But like he was,
Relax.
but he was like always that cool kid and didn't want to get into anything. But everyone else was getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, so I guess he felt left out. So the one day he actually got Yu-Gi-Oh cards and brought them to school, the teacher confiscated it. And yo, I was hyped. I was fucking ecstatic. It was good. I'm not feel like an asshole.
That was
Another,
a lovely insight to glasses wearing young Gene's mind.
but in 6th grade too, we were fucking savages because we dueled. We did Battle City rules, so we were taking,
Really?
yeah, we were taking our best cards. So by 2006 when we were playing again, Elemental Heroes were out. So I was running Elemental Hero deck, and at that time my best card was Blade Edge, and I had 2 Blade Edges, but I lost one in a duel, and I wasn't even the one dueling. Like
What?
someone proxy dueled for me.
Why would you let that happen?
I don't know. He was just like, oh, I'll do it. Like I'm good at it. This and that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then
Do
he
you ever think?
lost.
Do you
And
think
then
he was scammed out of that? Like they worked on it together?
I think so because then after I lost, he was like, yeah, I lost, so you got to give him the card. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay. And then I gave him the card and everything, and it was really fucking annoying. I hold that grudge in my heart, even to this day.
It
To
sounds like
this
you hold.
day.
Okay, you're naming a lot of kids you hold grudges against.
Well, don't. This podcast isn't over yet, but there's gonna be grudges against you, like as we go further in the story.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm your rival. You're trying to catch up to. I'm the Yugi. You're the Kaiba.
I'm more of a Joey Wheeler in your Kaiba. In the sense that you're an asshole.
I'll take that. I remember as a kid. I remember when Elemental Heroes like first coming out. It was early on, and one of my friends had. I went to his house one day, and this is like first couple episodes into GX. He had Elemental Hero Avion, Burstinatrix, and Flame Wingman, and I was like, whoa, how did you get? I was like blown away, because it was back when like they changed the rules for fusion too. I think where it was like you could just fuse like 2 monsters from your hand.
Wait, it wasn't always like that?
No, I think before it was like they both have to be on the field, or maybe one has to be on the field. But I think GX was when they introduced like, hey, you could just like fusion like from your hand.
Hmm.
And so I remember he fucking owned me left and right with that.
What deck were you running? You remember? Still run that fateful Blue Eyes deck?
I think I was running a Warriors deck.
Hmm.
As a kid, during that time, like late 2000, I like remember like specific times,
Hmm.
late 2004, early 2005. I think it was Dinosaur. No, it was Warriors. Dinosaur came later.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So when did you get out of it? Because I watched most of 5Ds, and that was when I kind of was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay, I have no idea what happened, but I was watching WB Kids.
Mhm.
I don't know where I got to a point, but I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh fairly like every weekend and everything.
Mhm.
But my where I left during 5Ds. Like the last thing I remember of 5Ds was Bell. Like did the show stop dubbing at a
No, no,
point?
no, 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 no. You're talking about GX, not 5Ds.
Oh, that's GX. Yeah, GX. I
Okay.
meant. Like somewhere in GX I left. So
Season
like
4, I think, is not dubbed.
so they just didn't show it on WB.
No, I
So
think, but
WB
actually, I
just went
think
to
by that
5D.
point, wasn't it on Cartoon Network?
GX? I don't remember GX. I don't remember GX or 5D ever being there.
Oh.
I remember they might have been on like Disney XD or whatever, JetX or no, I don't know. But I don't remember it being on Cartoon Network. I remember Zexel being on Cartoon Network.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't watch Zexel, but
No,
okay. Well, basically, yeah. For GX, I left around Bell just started in her shit or his shit. I forgot. Wasn't he like it or?
not no. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, but yeah, that's where I left, and then as of recently, I've just been watching 5Ds, and that's about it.
What did you think of 5Ds? Because 5Ds, I liked it. I really dug synchros, but by that point, like, no one I knew was playing. So it's like it got boring after a while.
5Ds when it first came out, I was watching the first couple episodes, and I was like, "This is stupid. What's the point of the motorcycle?" Like everyone else was complaining about,
Mhm.
and I just kind of left it alone. But now, sometimes it just shows up on my television. I'm watching. It's like, oh, these duels are actually pretty interesting. The bikes really don't have anything to do with it. Like they're just bikes for bike's sake, but they're not involved in a duel. And synchro, I'm not a fan of. Like even to this day, I don't use synchro that much. Like I keep forgetting it's there. I am a big fan of XZ summons though. I say it's like fusion, but like for free, no polymerization. But even
Uh,
like for synchro, yeah, like I honestly just keep forgetting to use it because it's
no.
just so specific. Like you have to use tuner and I have to add. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not in school anymore.
Well, I fucking dug it. But I was interesting. I want to go back to this quickly. You said you played as Battle City Rules.
Hmm.
Were you in a? I never I never traded.
Well, no, that wasn't trading. That was hey, if I lost, what was my
Well, no,
best
but I'm
card?
assuming you were also into trading then.
Nobody ever really traded. Everyone just kept their own cards.
Like, hey, it's a nice card. I'll duel you for it. It's
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
shakedowns in the middle of your school.
I mean, I wanted his cards too, so the way it worked. Battle City rules.
So I'm trying to think. I got out of it at 5Ds. I don't really know when I got back into it. It had to have been like early college.
Like you mean you finished 5Ds?
I don't know if I finished it, but I got pretty close in the end, I think. Or maybe I did finish it. Because I remember I got up to at least when they were doing they were reversing those like immortals.
Was it the guys that confused with their bikes?
I think so.
That was their last season.
Okay,
That
yeah.
was
So
the end.
I maybe finished it, but by that point I was like kind of not even paying attention. Like I just wasn't into it.
I do remember that. You were texting me you were watching 5Ds. That was around college. That was around college. I can't tell you beginning or end, but it was around then
Uh,
that you weirdly just got back.
Actually, I'm trying because I'm really trying to think about like by that point I stopped buying cards. The only I think what slowly led to it was I would go to Walmart or Target, and they'd have a like a little box, and they would specifically be like, Jaden Yugi's cards, Aster Phoenix cards, like specific character cards. But I was never getting like the current sets or the current like meta, like whatever pendulum, whatever that was. I specifically focused on like if like like a card pack with like Joey, like someone I knew's face was on it.
Okay.
But then we got back into it, so like I brought you back into it.
Yes, I remember that day very clearly. Okay, so one day we went to a card shop in the city, Union Square. Shameless plug, it was Forbidden Planet. And they had Battle Pack 2 War of the Giants. So the tagline for that was, it was ready to play. So we gave you 10 packs and a game mat. So, like, Will just brought me in and, like, he was just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we get these and Duel? I mean, to this day, he still does that. Like, he'll just bring me into random places and he'll be like, hey, look, Magic cards. Wouldn't it be cool if we picked this up and just played? Like, Pokemon cards. Wouldn't it be cool if we just picked this up and played? It would be like, whatever. It's like, wouldn't it be cool? But, like, this one really got to me because I was like, whatever. Like, it was like $20. And I was like, you know what? I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In years. Because this is 2013. And the last time I even touched a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card was 2006. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I think it was a long time for him, too. Because that first duel was a mess. Like, it was always like, can I do this? And, like, I don't know. We'll just say we can for now. And then the next duel, he'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm like, but you said we couldn't do it last duel. Oh, but I think it's cool now. And I'm like, what? It was a mess. But basically, we picked up these Battle Pack 2 War of the Giants. It was 10 booster packs, and we just opened them up. And then we put the cards together. I don't think we looked at them. We shuffled, and we just went and dueled. And like I said, that was a mess. But that was the only pack I had bought. So that was my deck. Like, whatever those 10 packs had, that was my deck for the next couple of years, too. Like, we'll be like, oh, bring your deck and duel. And I'll be like, okay. And he'll be like, I updated mines. And I'll be like, I didn't do anything of mines because this is it. I'm not going to. I adamantly said, like, I'm not buying cards, not collecting cards again. I'm only doing it for this.
And please stand by for Gene's next card opening. But I think it's something we skipped over. So I never got rid of any of my cards when I was younger. You did. So when we got back into it, I had like a surplus of just like.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah,
he had boxes of cards.
Yeah, big boxes too.
And those are fucking amazing cards too. He could build any archetype from, I'm gonna say, from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Oh no! I could do most 5Ds.
You see?
Yeah. I was into it a lot as a kid, and I got a lot of cards, and I never got back into it. So when we started dueling, we were like, at the time we were like, we don't want to use the same cards over and over again because our decks basically were identical. So I was like, this will be your deck. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fuck around with my cards that I have, and I'll make like decks from that. Because like you said, also like you didn't plan at the time to like to get into it. So I was like, you don't have the option. And then also like I would slowly start like if you like, I'm thinking about doing this, I would give you like cards to help you boost it out a little bit.
That is true. Yeah, he always helped me out.
Yeah, but really, that was my secret like. And yeah, so that was my way to fan the flame to really get you back into it. I was like, oh, like if because you were really getting like certain like, oh, I remember I had this character used to do, so I'd like give you like cards here and there to do it because I'm like, oh, well, it's not enough to make a deck off this, so he's gonna have to go out and buy them. And it worked, and here you are.
I think it worked years later though.
Yeah. It was a slow burn. Right? I put up a couple years. But it worked out in the end. That's all that matters.
Because after this, it was the Dragon Ball Super arc of our rivalry.
Yes. Now, that really killed Yu-Gi-Oh! For a little bit. But we went back to it.
Yeah.
We did Super for like a full year and like just no Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
And then I think it was when they started doing the
Legendary Duelist.
Yeah, that's when we were like, oh, these are like the cards from it wasn't only just the cards when we were younger. It was like, oh, but now they made new cards to boost that archetype.
Right.
So that's when we really started getting back into it. Because I remember, like, the Yugi had, I think, 2 sets. Kaiba had 2 sets. My Valentine, Joey Wheeler. They did the those big legendary boxes with like Yugi's deck, Kyber's deck, some Jaden Yugi's deck. Trying to think what else. Then they did the you got the box for the legendary dragons.
Right.
And so that's when we really started after Dragon Ball Super. Not even that. I wouldn't like not that long ago.
When did Legendary Duel Season 1 come out? Was that like 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think
that was
2
definitely
summers ago.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It was pretty long.
Yeah, I think that was when we were like, oh, this is because I remember I was like, Gene, this set is coming out. Like we were still at the time you were like getting cards here and there.
Mhm.
You weren't super into buying them. I was like, Gene, you have to get Legendary Duel Season 1. And you were very against it.
As always.
You were like, I am not buying this set. I'm like, Gene, it's an amazing set. You're gonna want to do it. And you were steadfast and not. And Gene, how many of those dice do you think you got now?
Enough that I'm pretty sure I gave Joe or B-Rad a full set themselves.
I think you might have given both. But and that's when it really blew up for us.
Right. But I just want to say, in my original deck, I was kicking Will's ass. It was sealed duels, and I was kicking his ass because those booster packs gave me 2 Beast King Barbados. Now let me tell you his ability. If I tribute 3 monsters, to summon him, he will destroy all the cards on Will's field. Oh, mind you, we played 4,000 life points. So why we do it? We stay by the anime. We're canon to the anime. So I would summon Beast King Barbados with, mind you, 3,000 attack. So that was kind of it for him. Like he had 1,000 life points left, and his next few turns he would have to like really do something. If he can't put a card face down on the fence, he's kind of it.
Yeah, maybe now that you said that, I'm like, yeah, if we fucking did 8,000 life points, I think a lot of our duels would be different.
Yeah.
Why do I let you have that handicap?
I don't know, but I've always said to myself, if you ever tried to change it, I would fight tooth and nail for 2 effective points. I've always said, if you ever did that, I was 100% fighting you. I was like, you can't do that. It's not fair. I'd bitch.
Because the thing I like, ladies and gentlemen, I like doing not anymore. I like stall decks.
Bro, yes, that reminded me. This motherfucker is Royal Decree. It was Royal Decree, limit level area B. I'm telling you, this motherfucker had an evil deck. He was evil. He had Card Crush Virus.
It was
like,
creative.
If you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh, just hear that name, Card Crush Virus. That is a bad guy kind of card. This motherfucker used every evil card in the book. I used Dark Magician. No, you didn't.
I did it like once.
You see, he couldn't even. He wasn't even having fun with it.
Yeah, I don't like using cards that have more than like 1,000 attack points.
So I was just sitting there losing life points every turn.
And drawing cards.
Which I know he's gonna bring up.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming later on. We're gonna get back. That's a big issue. That's when we almost stop being friends. But I was a big stall deck, and then I'm trying to remember my early decks. I'd fuck around a little bit. I did have a Dark Magician deck for like a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not into Dark Magician. Like that's more your thing.
Yeah, I enjoy Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl.
Yes, that was I like the. I was mostly like at the time like Blue Eyes, Exodia. I like dark monsters, but like not a Dark Magician.
Oh, I do want to add, just to attack his character again. For my birthday, Will so graciously gifted me a Dark Magician Girl and has vowed since then. I'm telling you, this had to have been like 4 or 5 years ago. Has told me, hey, whenever you summon her, she's not spending one turn, one full rotation of a turn. And to this day, he has kept his fucking word. That Dark Magician Girl is like, I'm pretty sure he's thrown duels just to make sure she's not on the field.
There were cards I'd put in my deck that would let me like this destroy a monster in your hand, like just for that.
I do remember there was one duel. You would destroy one card in my hand, and you did pick the Dark Magician Girl. I remember I was fucking devastated.
There was also that one duel that I summoned. I destroyed her, then I summoned her to my side of the field, and I kept protecting her.
You see, you're kind of an asshole, bro.
But so what are like so what like we've been doing a bunch of times now. We made a bunch of decks. Like, what are your favorite decks that you have going right now?
Um, I want to say first. Well, obviously, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Like,
Yeah,
I
we'll
love
talk
that
about
deck.
that. We'll talk about that in a minute.
I recently built Fire Brotherhood of the Fire Fist.
Yes.
I looked it up. It was a deck used in Zexal, but not in the anime. It was a manga only, and they had like a bunch of cool cards for it. I built it because it had great synergy, and to be honest, the Red Eyes, I'll even admit it, it was ruining our duel dynamic because it was pretty overpowered. Like I I could have beaten Will in one turn, and like for anyone who doesn't know about the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh, you can't attack on your first turn. But if I had any combination of about 2 or 3 or 4 cards in my hand, I was winning like as soon as the duel started. So it was kind of a bummer. It is my most powerful deck, but it also like it just kind of ruined the game for us.
It was I couldn't even touch it for 2 years. I still can't.
But that Red Eyes was it was an arc for him because he kept building decks to beat it, and he was getting really close. Like his stall decks were good, like they were his stall deck was really kicking my ass, but his stall deck did not factor in the fact that Xyz monsters didn't have
I
levels and stuff.
spent so much money to beat that. Because okay, so we did get to a point where we didn't think we'd ever get into it, but we were like, okay, packs don't do it anymore. We have to like go and buy individual cards.
Yes, we would always talk about never buying cards because that just
We looked
ruins
down
it.
on them.
Yes, like it was bad. Then he started, like a couple of cents. Like, whatever. It was like 50 cents, 49
It was like, oh, I need another copy of this. Like that was the rationale. It's like I'm not buying a new card, so I only have one of this.
Mhm.
Something like that. Something, and then it started going into like, oh, this card is like $8. Ah, but I need it.
Yeah. Do you know the most you spent on a card?
The most snap. I have to go and look. I don't know. I don't think it's more. I think it might have been the Red Eye Slash Dragon.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was like $4. I don't buy like. Or yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I really go. Like get the expensive cards. I just buy like a bunch of smaller ones.
Okay, this will be a podcast exclusive. That's something I never told Will because I'm super ashamed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The most I spent on a card was 35.
Get the fuck out of here. No
Yeah.
fucking way. What was
Yeah.
it?
Red Eyes Black Comet Dragon.
Fuck you.
I needed it. I wanted it.
Okay.
Was godly. Oh, you want an asterisk next to my duel? Yeah, you can add it to all my other duels you put an asterisk next to.
I want everyone to listen to him and listen to his tone. So I will admit, in the beginning, I was something of a villain. A lot of my decks were very like cutting an artery and watching my victim bleed out. But once he got Red Eyes, that dynamic changed very fast.
I wasn't the bad guy. I was the underdog. I was just trying to keep up.
Are you people you won every duel. You won every. How are you the underdog? And you know what? He would argue this to me one-on-one. It's not an act. He'd be like, "What are you talking about? I'm the underdog." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You've won the past like 60 duels. How are you the underdog?"
First of all, I didn't even.
And he's like, "Oh, you like using Blue Eyes White Dragon?" I'm like, "Who the fuck cares?"
Listen,
I can't beat
listen.
you.
I didn't even want to get into this. All right, I was gonna skip Legendary Duel Season 1. You see,
Uh-huh.
he even admitted himself that he pushed me into it. This is his own fault. This is his own goddamn reckoning.
I was like, "Hey, buy like 1 or 2." I didn't think you were gonna buy like 20 and copy and paste every fucking Yu-Gi-Oh player's meta deck.
I did it. I built my own Red Eyes deck, and I keep that.
My own Red Eye. He spent $35 on a card, everyone.
That was more towards the end. That was like
okay.
the last maybe 5 or 6 times I used. He used Red Eyes. And honestly, like that card really just fucked it up for him. Like he was like, "That's it."
You were the evil villain in that one. The past 2 years, you were evil. And I will say, we'll get into it a little later on. I kind of became evil again, a little bit, to some degree. Let's just say Blue Eyes was getting some meta, and then, We found some tunes.
Bro, he was summoning like fucking 3 blue eyes in one fucking turn. And one of those blue eyes would just fucking destroy a card on my field for no reason. He just fucking destroyed cards and left me open for an
Blue
attack.
Eyes Alternative Dragon is pretty fucking OP.
You actually never used it on me. I was surprised.
Yeah, I'm not an asshole.
You piece of shit.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about my Blue Eyes deck versus your Blue Eyes deck?
I did one tactic. First of all, I didn't even optimize the tactic, all right? It was suboptimal, okay?
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a nice person.
Ooh.
My friend Gene, he used a Red Eyes deck, so I didn't use a Red Eyes deck. I like Blue Eyes. So what is this rat bastard do? He's like, I'm gonna make a Blue Eyes deck too. And listen, again, I made my own Blue Eyes deck. He went, oh, that's not the meta Blue Eyes deck. It doesn't have these cards, so I'm gonna use. It's like, get out of here.
First of all, he did make a Red Eyes deck. His Red Eyes deck was shit. He admitted it himself. He
I
said he had a Red Eyes.
I never used it. You were like, oh, if you made it, you have to use it.
Then why'd you make it if you weren't gonna use it?
The reason I made it, it wasn't a reason. It was just as I was buying the packs, I was like, oh, I'll make a Red Eyes deck. And then I like put it away. I didn't even talk about it. I didn't talk about it for like a year. I think it was just like one day I mentioned it, and you're like, you have a Red Eyes deck? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not really. I had none of the cards really in it. Like, I wasn't going out there buying $35 worth for one card.
You see? This is why I didn't want to tell you about it when I did it. You see? We're in the video. You just found out about it, and you threw it in my face twice already. And I'm gonna have to hear this for the next couple of years now.
I was like, listen, I was blasé about my Red Eyes deck. I didn't give a shit about it. But you were like, oh, you have Red Eyes deck, I want to beat it. You wanted me to use it just so you could beat it down.
Okay, I just want to say, the way he said, oh, I just made a Red Eyes deck because I was collecting the cards. Same thing happened with Blue Eyes. I didn't go out of my way to beat Blue Eyes. They made a Blue Eyes structure deck. I got it. I got Legendary Duelist Season 2. Gave me support for it.
What Blue Eyes structure deck?
You remember it was like Return of Blue Eyes or something. It had maidens and it had remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that and made a Blue Eyes deck. I have no idea where the Dark Magician deck came from, by the way. That is, I'm trying my best to remember.
It was that set that came out with I think the fusion of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Wasn't that it?
The Legend of the Dragons?
No. Of Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. I think it was that set came out and a bunch of Dark Magician support came out with it.
But I never got that pack.
Oh.
Like, I didn't find out about the Dark Magician until after the fact. I'm really lost of where it came from.
Well, you remember you were buying the movie packs too, so you got like the Lemon Magician Girl, that kind of stuff. You were getting Dark Magician cards, like here and there, and then they're going to make the deck, and then you went inside like looking for cards. So you used Red Eyes for a long time. I couldn't beat it. I was like finding. It came to the point where I was like finding the most cheap, not cheap, like money wise, but like just the most tactic wise, just to do anything. The main was not Watapon. What's that white little sphere?
Marshmallow.
Yeah. Like I was looking for anything to give me the edge in these duels.
Yeah. But the problem was Infernal Fire Blast, which wasn't even an attack. It was a spell card. So
yeah.
That was the problem.
And you had multiple in your deck.
I had 3.
Yeah, okay.
That was the limit.
But so then I think then I was like, listen, Gene, you could use the deck, but it can't be the only deck I duel.
Yeah, he had to sit me down. He was like, listen here, champ. All right, cut the bullcrap. It's over. You're ruining it. And I agree. It was from his point. Like honestly, if those tables reverse, like he was a good sport about it. But if if those tables reverse, I would have been like, I'm not doing it anymore. Like I'm done. Like I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm the underdog.
But you know what? I took it to heart. And then he was like, you can keep using Red Eyes, but take out 2 Infernal Fire Blasts, which I did. And then I accidentally destroyed them because I took them out. So it was all part of his plan.
Yeah, it's my part of the plan. You're not gentle with cards. But so it was after that. Then we decided like we wanted to do more like because even we were collecting a lot of cards in these sets because we were buying basically almost every set since Legend Duel Season 1. We were buying them in almost bulk. Like we were buying like not booster sets, display cases of stuff.
Oh, I never bought any display cases. I bought display cases amount, but I never bought the display case.
I bought 2 display cases, and I kind of regretted one of them. But so we were buying a lot of cards. We were getting a lot of these cards, but we were just like never using them because it was like he had red eyes, and none of the cards would help me in a red eyes deck. So I was like, hey, let's like go back to just fun archetypes, like fun decks of stuff we're getting that we maybe want to try. So like what were some of the ones that you were doing?
Okay, so what you suggested we should make different decks. So I made Harpy, I made Crystal Beast, and you also said we should make a deck of just cards with no effects. So
Yeah.
non-effect ones. That was a good duel. I won. It was, what else did I make? I think I found a structure deck for roids or gadgets. So I had a gadget one. And just in case you got cheeky, I brought my pendulum deck, which that was done in like 2 turns.
I think the ones I did insect. So because I wanted to use a lot of the decks I used in Duel Worlds because I played a lot of Duel. Yeah. Duel Links, yeah. So I played a lot of that, and the main 2 decks I liked using in Duel Links was Harpy, which I can't believe you fucking tried to steal that from me. But it was a Harpy, Insect, Dinosaur, Warrior, the normal one.
You made a dinosaur deck? That deck did not last.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Okay.
Well, I built like 10 of them, remember? But yeah, Gene came over, and I had a case that held 5 decks. Each case had 2 decks in them, and then I had decks next to it because I couldn't fit them in. I think I had like 12 or 13 decks for you. I used like the Roy deck. What's Jaden Yuki's friend? Like the Toon Roids. Like
Roids. Cyrus Tuesdale.
Yeah, and like some of them suck. Some of them I'm working on. The insect one.
OP. Insect was good.
Insect yeah. I wanted to make still want to make Jurassic better. I had a lot of fun with the normal deck. I found a lot of like creative ways to do that.
You also had a warrior deck.
Yeah, the warrior deck I think I'm getting rid of.
The warrior deck was good. It was just the warrior deck versed against my Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, and there were more updated cards, like newer cards.
Yeah.
So it ended up like this one card I had started with an attack of 1900. I think he went up to like 48. It was like some huge number.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist is a pretty hot commodity, pun intended, on Duel Links right now.
But is it?
I think so.
No fucking way.
I think it's getting support now.
Okay, but I made it before Duel Links did it. I did it before.
Okay.
Fuck you.
But the main one I love now, which is almost like my it would be like my version of your Red Eyes. It
is worse than Red Eyes. Oh shit, my blood's getting hot.
It's the Toon deck.
For anyone who watched the original anime, let me tell you, this motherfucker can attack me directly. The amount of support for this deck is fucking astronomical. He has a card that'll let me pick 3. He gets to pick 3 cards out of his deck. Listen to me, 3 cards out of his deck. And then I have to pick which one he summons. If he summons one of them, it doesn't matter. He can summon the other 2 if he wanted to. So he ends up with like fucking like 2 cards at that time that can attack me directly for already like 5,000, 6,000 life points. It was at that point I was like, maybe 8,000 life points isn't that bad.
And then I also have cards that if you summon monsters, I take them.
Yeah! And they can attack that same turn. So he's taking my monster and he's attacking directly that same turn.
I want to point out that it went head to head against his Red Eyes deck, and Red Eyes beat it.
Yeah, he bricked. You can't even say you bricked, because Toon World, amazing deck, but I think the reason why it's crutches, it needs Toon World or Toon Kingdom.
Yeah,
and I don't know where they fucking were. They were like
I had 6 copies, and somehow when I shuffled them, all 6 were next to each other, like the bottom of the deck. I'm sorry, not 6 copies of Toon World. I had 3 Toon World and 3 Toon Kingdoms. Different things. Right. But yeah, but that's like one of my favorite decks now because I loved Toons as a kid.
It is a cool deck. Like I wish I could have built it too, but I was missing a lot of support.
Don't
worry, I won't.
Good, it's mine.
But actually,
it'll cost you less than that one Red Eyes card, though.
See, like I should have kept my fucking mouth shut. I should have said it. I should have lied. I was like, I think $4 too.
But it's back to more of a fun, friendly duel thing. I mean, I won the championship. There'll be photos of it, obviously, on the podcast. Do you want to talk about that quickly?
Go for it.
I, s- I spent $100 to make myself a trophy, like a really nice trophy, and I love it.
You want to tell him the fact that not only that, the motherfucker invited me into his house and said, Gene, we are gonna duel, and then it's gonna be like the duel of all duels. Okay? We dueled, let's say, like 5 times that day. He lost all 5 times.
I got close though. I
Yeah,
got
I'll
close
admit
to
it.
beating Red Eyes. You were sweating some of those.
I will admit, he's a worthy rival. This motherfucker, he had a whole video prepared to go out just for when he won. And then the trophy just came out, and there it is. Now, the joke is, anytime he does win a duel, he brings the trophy out. I hate looking at that fucking trophy. I hate it, and I feel bad, but I honestly cannot wait for you to drop it and break it, because I know if you're Butterfingers, it will.
I will definitely buy a new one, a better
You
one.
fucking wouldn't.
I definitely would. I would buy a much nicer one, and this time I'd buy a case for
Isn't this the motherfucker just a Seto Kaiba of this damn shit?
it. So, last thing, if you could make one Yu-Gi-Oh deck, what would it be? I know you had dreams of like Elemental Hero, Crystal Beast.
Yeah, Elemental Hero. I
That's
love the
the one.
character design for Elemental Heroes. I think that would be it. Crystal Beast, I wanted just because I was rewatching GX and really liked the Jaden Yuki clone. What's his name? I forget his name. No, the other one, the one who used Crystal Beast.
Oh shit, I don't fucking know.
Well, yeah, I really liked his deck and everything, but I think even if I had all the cards needed, it still wasn't all that great. But Elemental Hero, I think even to this day, if I were to dual will, it'd hold a candle to him.
Nah, I wouldn't. I think I would choose a water deck.
Mako Tsunami? Wait, was that his name?
Not his cards, but like just a water deck.
Like
Because I like a lot of the designs. What?
like the attribute water?
Yeah, I like a lot of the water monsters.
Oh.
But yeah, that'd be my dream deck. But it would never do anything. It would be destroyed. So that'll be it. Gene, did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun going down memory lane. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing me on.
You're welcome. So that's Gene. I'm the Great Boys World Champion, William. And that's it. We're up.